अक्षराय ते सर्वदा सर्वसेव्याय श्रीकृष्णाय नमस्ते मदेकबन्धो मत्सङ्गी मद्गुरो मन्महागण मन्निष्कारकमद्भाग्यमदानन्दनमस्तुते असाधु साधुतो दायिनति निचोच्चताकद हानमुञ्च कदाचिन्मां प्रेम्नादित्कण्ठयोऽसुरो ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं स्वाग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं स्वाद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगणललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नमयों विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी विचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः आराध्य भगवान् ब्रजेश तनयस्तद्धाम वृन्दावनं रम्यां क्वाचिदुपासना ब्रजवधूवरगेण यकल्पिता श्रीमद्भागवतं प्रमाणममलं प्रेमापुमर्थो महान् श्रीचैतन्य महाप्रभुर्मतमिदं तत्रादरो नोतरः श्रीचैतन्यप्रभुं वन्दे बालपीयतनुग्रहात् तरेन्नानामतग्राह व्याप्तं सिद्धान्तसागरम् जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामो 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति निष्ठिकी मूकं प्रतिवाचालं पङ्गुलं भयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदिनचारिणम् नमोऽयं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयप्रकाश स्वामिनिति नामिने नमाचार्यपादाय निताय कृपाप्रदायिने। Hare Krishna. So we welcome all of you. And the last class we did on Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, chapter 16. We discussed chapter 16 shlokas and chapter 16 translations, the links. We discussed a brief purpose are remaining. Today we are going to discuss the purpose of chapter 16 and then chapter 17 as well. I hope first of all of you can hear me. If there is some problem, you can write down in the chat box also and let me know. Okay. So also we discussed a few things like how do you study Bhagavatam and how to make notes, how to give titles and how to the purpose and analyze them, Sambandha Vidya Prayojana, our key teachings, Sambandha Vidya Prayojana and Pramana. That these are the 4 things. Okay, somebody is sharing screen and writing down something here on the right. Something like that. Nothing is happening here. Okay. So, and we discussed Dashamul Shiksha and other things, whatever. So, this chapter, purport we are going to see today, and because we have limited time and limited scope of discussion here, so we will elaborate on specific themes of this chapter, and most of the other parts are mainly the storylines, how the reciters, the glorified King Prithu, they compared King Prithu with different personalities like Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, Earth, and all, and how King Prithu will exhibit all these qualities. and as an ideal ruler. Prithu Maharaj is called the Palana Shakti, the potency of the Supreme Lord, who manifests or who specially or specifically exhibits his potency of maintenance. So that's what Prithu Maharaj exhibited. So you can see many of the things. Especially this section is very much relevant for leaders, leadership, for everyone, but for leaders it's very much generally we see that in leadership seminars and all, whenever they want to discuss something from Bhagavatam, they discuss based on King Prithu's section. Like in Govardhaniko village, Vada, they have ISKCON GBC college. Their center is there. They have their GBC college operations there. So when I was there, I was seeing that whenever the GBC college would happen, at that time they were having Bhagavatam class in the morning as usual. But during this GBC college period of time, 15 days, they would have Bhagavatam class on specific verses, selected verses. So every time they would take from Prithu Maharaj section, and different devotees or leaders, those who are going to these courses, GBC college, they would be discussing on this topic in Bhagavatam class on Prithu Maharaj. So for ideal king, ideal ruler, lots of lessons we can see from here. So basically, the first few themes I would like to elaborate here. In others, those who are relevant for us more. In others, I would like to summarize briefly. Then we will go to chapter 17. So as you see from text 1, the reciters, they continue to discuss. The reciters, they continued to glorify King Prithu on the signal or indications of the sages, being inspired or instructed by the sages. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada discussed as a whole main topic is the Bhagavan, or the incarnation of God, is known according to Sadhu, Shastra and Guru. These are the three things: Sadhu, Shastra, Guru. Narottam Das Thakur says in one of the bhajan, one of his Vaishnava song in Bengali, Sadhu, Shastra, Guru Vakya, Chittete Koriya Ko, Shototo Bhashibo Premo Majhe, Kormi Gyani Bhaktihin, Shobare Koribo Bin, Narottomo Ei Tattva Gaje. So he said that this Sadhu Shastra, the saintly person, the devotees, pure devotees of Lord, scriptures and spiritual masters, we can say, Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru, both are there. So I will follow according to them. Chittete Koriya Oikeo. And their instructions I will take in my heart, and I will always be in this transcendental status, and I will karmi gyani bhaktihin shavare koribo bhin. I will differentiate between karmis, gyanis and bhaktas. Karmi gyani bhaktihin shavare koribo bhin. Narottomo ei tattva gaje. Narottam Das Thakur is saying this thing in his bhajan. So that is another lesson for us, that we are supposed to, first of all, let us see what Prabhupada said here in this purport. First of all, Prabhupada said, Muni Choditaha, that instructions received from the great sages and saintly persons. So we can apply this in knowledge, memory, and recall. Okay, what does it mean by Muni Choditaha? And how to understand the incarnations of God? Here Prabhupada says that they could understand this by the instructions given by the great sages and learned brahmanas. We have to understand the incarnations of God by the instructions of authorized persons, by them. So three factors in spiritual life, these are Sadhu, Shastra, Guru. We can again know how to know bona fide Sadhu or how to know bona fide Guru. So this statement of Prabhupada, these are Prabhupada purports of this purport. Prabhupada said, as stated by Narottam Das Thakur, Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, one has to test all spiritual matters according to the instructions of saintly persons, scriptures, and the spiritual master. The spiritual master is one who follows the instructions of his predecessors, namely the sadhus or saintly persons. A bona fide spiritual master does not mention anything not mentioned in the authorized scriptures. Ordinary people have to follow the instructions of Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru. Those statements made in the Shastras and those made by the bona fide Sadhu or Guru cannot differ from one another. So then we can, from this paragraph, we can also understand that we can also, like what we gave here, the title here is that how to know bona fide sadhu or a bona fide guru. How to find a real guru or real sadhu. Because sadhus can be also corrupted, gurus can be also corrupted. So, but Shastra is always infallible. Sadhus can be fallible. Guru can be fallible. Today one is a good status, a good devotee. Tomorrow he can fall down. That's what happened in the history of Vaishnavism. Many people fell down. So they fall down. So therefore, to understand who is a real guru or who is a real sadhu, we need to be connected to Shastra always. Shastra is the main center. And we need to always check with sadhu and Shastra guru that they are following Shastra or not. That has to be checked always. That has to be checked always. Okay. Let me find out this one. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 20.352. This is very important purport. Prabhupada also talks here. According to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I hope you can see it. I hope you can see this. According to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is the way an incarnation should be accepted. Narottam Das Thakur says, Sadhu Shastra Guru Vakya Chittete Koriya Aikya. One should accept a thing as genuine by studying the words of saintly people, the spiritual master and the Shastra. The actual center is the Shastra. The actual center is the Shastra, the revealed scripture. If a spiritual master does not speak according to, sorry, what happened? The actual center is the Shastra, the revealed scripture. If a spiritual master does not speak according to the revealed scripture, he is not to be accepted. Similarly, if a saintly person does not speak according to the Shastra, he is not a saintly person. The Shastra is the center of for all. Unfortunately, at present moment, people do not refer to the Shastras. Therefore, they accept Daskals as incarnations, and consequently, they have made incarnations into a very cheap thing. So main thing is that Sadhu Guru Shastra, these three things are there, just like I always say this, just like in a big ship is there in the Atlantic Ocean, or the big airplane is flying on the sky, but it's mainly being controlled based on the compass. The compass is indicating which is towards the north, which is east, west directions. If the compass is broken or not working suddenly, then what may happen? The gigantic ship may not find the proper way or direction, which way to go. Similarly, these are the compasses that whether we are going towards the right direction, right path or not. We need to check, we need to cross check always. These are the meters we need to follow always. So to understand a proper sadhu, a proper guru, we need to check with Shastras. But then again, how do you understand Shastra in deep meaning? Again, through bona fide sadhu and Shastras. So this is sadhu and guru and Shastra. Not any of them is okay. No, we need all of three. We need all of three. And then another lesson we can learn from King Prithu, that how to become gentle and humble. That although he was an actual incarnation of God, but he was very humble and delightful in his dealings with the devotees. He was smiling gently, gentle smile. So this we can put into the category of Vaishnava qualities, as in that eight aim of Shastric knowledge. We have this Vaishnava qualities also. Then we go to text 2. Again, the reciters continued. They glorified him. So in this purport, Prabhupada talks about purification by glorification. That how we get our own purification by glorifying the Lord. The glorification itself become our purification. Okay, he's the same person that will ask question that if Shastra is central and Sadhu Guru are subject to fall down, why not follow only Shastra? Uh, because we also need sadhus and gurus. Because we don't understand Shastras properly. Shastras need to be understood deeply under the guidance of bona fide sadhu and guru only. Otherwise, we cannot understand the import of the Shastra. So now again, it may seem contradictory that okay, uh, what is the use of that? Then let us just follow Shastra. So idea is, yeah, we we understand just like we said that we get Guru, spiritual master, by the mercy of Krishna, and then we get Krishna by the mercy of spiritual master. So both are interrelated. Similarly, we understand Guru, real Guru, by Shastra, and we understand Shastra deeply better by Guru. Guru explains the Shastra, sadhus explain the Shastra to us. But that doesn't mean that sadhu just explain whimsically. So when the sadhu explains the Shastra, Guru explains the Shastra, we need to cross-check that the Guru is giving the explanation. This is matching with different places in Shastra. Just like, for example, it is given that we accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But when Krishna spoke Karma Mimamsa philosophy to Nanda Maharaj, before this Govardhan Dhari, this first time, Giriraj, that Lila, that first time, the Brajavasis, uh, they're arranging for performing Indra Puja. But Krishna came and Krishna said that no, don't need to worship Krishna, Indra, just worship Govardhan. But they said that no, but Indra is giving us rain and all. He said, no, we are doing karma. We are doing our action work. Work is worship. We are doing karma, and in return of our karma, we are getting the rain and our fruits of karma. So Krishna indirectly spoke Karma Mimamsa philosophy. So we accept Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but we don't accept this Karma Mimamsa philosophy spoken by Krishna in this particular place because this is not matching with the entire teaching of Shastra. What Krishna said as the ultimate teachings. And Krishna purposefully spoke it here. Just like we accept Krishna and his incarnation as Buddha Dev, Keshava, Dhrita, Buddha, Sharira, but we don't accept Buddhism, philosophy of Buddha. We accept Shankaracharya, the incarnation of Lord Shiva, Acharya, but we don't accept the philosophy taught by him. Similarly, so the spiritual master, we accept him when he is following the Shastra, and when he is explaining Shastra, we cross-check it. Okay, here's mentioned a saintly person who doesn't speak according to Shastra. How can such person be called saintly? Bit confused. Yeah, same thing. Sometimes saintly persons may not speak according to Shastra purposefully also. Some cases, just like here we talked about Krishna spoke philosophy. Or also, we can see in sixth canto of Srimad Bhagavata, Acharya explained that when Parikshit Maharaj heard about hell in fifth canto, chapter 26, about hellish planet, different dangerous description, uh, terrible descriptions of hell. Then in sixth canto beginning, Parikshit Maharaj asks the question that how can the living entities be saved from these dangerous or terrible, horrible consequences of hell? So then Parikshit, Shukdev Goswami says that okay, they need to do prayashchitya. Prayashchityam, they need to do prayashchitra, atonement, like karma, jnana, different things. So Parikshit Maharaj said, no, this is not true. Immediately Parikshit Maharaj said, it's not true. How? Because prayashchitta is not the case. Manya kunjara shaucha, it's just like elephant birth. Then he quoted scriptures. He said that no, according to scriptures, we know that prayashchitta is just for namesake. So Shukdev Goswami is a spiritual master, guru here. Parikshit Maharaj is the shishya. So Parikshit Maharaj didn't accept Shukdev Goswami's words here. So although we know that Acharya said that Shukdev Goswami wanted to examine, test Parikshit Maharaj, his understanding, his realization. and Parishit Maharaj passed in the test. So similarly, saintly person means what? They are saint in nature. They are saintly. They are in mood of goodness, and they are uh, peaceful. They are very learned, knowledgeable. They are very merciful to others. They have maybe all the qualities of maybe Vaishnavas, different qualities what they have. They are very clean, Shuchi, Daksha, Kavi, Mauna, Akama, Akruta, all these qualities are there. But they may not have one particular quality. Krishnaika Sharana, Analoed or Mai Chaunanya Bhavena Bhakti Rabbiya Vicharini. That quality they may not have. Just like we have different saints in India, Charvak is there. He was a saint, he was called as a sage. Then Gautama Kanad, then all these six darshans are there, short darshans are there. So we accept them as great sages, Vaisheshika, different philosophies. But we don't accept their philosophies. We accept them as great saints. Shankaracharya, we accept him as a great saint. So, but he is not speaking according to Shastra. So that is the point. Mahaprabhu said, once Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Bhagavat, he was, every day he would have his classes in the morning till noon in his school. He would teach. Then by mid-noon, he would come back, return back to his home. He would take bath and offer water to worship Tulsi and worship his deity. And then he would sit for taking his lunch. So one particular day he came, and like that, in similar fashion, he sat for lunch eating. Then Mother Sachimata came to him and asked him that what have you learned today, or what have you taught, what have you discussed today, what was your topic of discussion today? So then Mahaprabhu said that Prabhu kohe aji porilam Krishna naam Satya Krishna charana kamala gunadham. That my dear mother, today we have discussed and read about Krishna's names and Krishna's lotus feet. This is the only truth, shelter of truth. Charana Kamala Gunadham, and abode of all the auspicious qualities. And then he said that Shrotavyam, one particular verse he was saying, Shrotavyam naiva tat shastram yadi brahma swayam vadit. Just a minute. हाँ, यस्मिन् शास्त्रे पुराणे वा हरिभक्ति न दृश्यते श्रोतव्यम नैव तत् शास्त्रम यदि ब्रह्म स्वयं वदेत्. One should never hear a scripture or a Purana. Okay, somebody is doing something here, sharing on the screen, and I think I don't know how it is. One should never hear a scripture. Okay, maybe there is some option. Security, I should do it. Screen share screen. Okay. Not will be able to share screen other than me. Okay. One should never hear a scripture or a Purana that does not prominently describe the devotional service of Hari, even if it is recited by the four-headed Lord Brahma. Even if Brahma comes to recite that scripture, which scripture doesn't speak about prominently devotional service, then we should say, my dear sir, we are not going to listen to this. Yadi Brahma Swayam Vadar Shrotavyam Naivadas Shastra. So yeah, somebody may be saintly, but sometimes he may not speak from Shastra. So that's what. A Jivatma, he is always tatastha. Why is it? Why is Sadhu and Guru has to be always checked and not Shastra? Because Shastra is infallible, given by scripture, Aksharam. It came from the Lord directly. But Sadhu and Guru both are Jivatmas. And Jiva means, Jivatatva means tatastha, marginal potency. Marginal means they are always prone to, intrinsically, they have that free will. They can go either in internal potency or they can go in external potency. When they go under the internal potency, then they are pure, they are liberated souls. But when they come under external potency, illusory energy, then they are fallen and not liberated anymore, conditioned, and they commit mistakes. So somebody Like we can see from Bhagavatam, the Bharat Maharaj, from that status also, from Bhava Bhakti, he fell down. Apparently, it said that. So similarly, therefore, we need to always cross-check with Shastra. Then this is clarified, and then this is safer, secure. Otherwise, we may think that even if we speak like this, then in our ISKCON disciple course we discuss all these things. There is one particular lesson, testing Guru, Guru Pariksha. The disciple should test the Guru before accepting a spiritual master. So then we ask this question to the students that what do you think? Okay, as they say that here, the disciple, it is the duty of the disciple, the Shishya, to test the spiritual master whether he is bona fide or not. Fine, this is the Shastra Siddhanta, this is the system. But in ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, Devotee Association, we have different gurus are there. Guru list is there under GBC body, and they are acting as guru, they're giving initiation. So if a new devotee, a new living entity comes in contact with devotional service through ISKCON, and then he wants to take initiation, so is it also applicable to this devotee that he should also check the guru whom he is thinking in mind, that whether he is bona fide guru or not? Should he also check it or not? So mostly our devotees say that no, he should not check it. Why? Because in ISKCON, all the gurus are by default bona fide Sadguru. This may be a sensitive topic, but that's what we discuss in ISKCON disciple course, and it's there in the book. So we are discussing here also as well. So they said that no, in ISKCON by default all the gurus are Sadguru, bona fide spiritual masters. So it's proven and tested, tried and tested. The stamp is given that what that government gives is this is government authorized food grade. This particular food brand, this is authorized that it can be eaten. Something like that. This kind of food grade is there. Stamp is there. Unilever product, something like the different things. So we think something like that, that okay, ISKCON GBC gave some stamp or some authorization that this particular guru or these, for those who are gurus in ISKCON, they are bona fide gurus. So we can blindly accept them as bona fide gurus and go ahead. But everybody says like this in the class, the students. So then we show that okay, in the disciple code handbook itself, there's a particular resolution of ISKCON GBC body commission. The writes there that actually how they choose the guru, spiritual master. Suppose such and such devotee, there's a proposal that he will act as initiating spiritual master, Diksha Guru. So there will be in GBC committee, GBC meeting, there will be discussion that okay, do you have any objection to him being a spiritual master? Then they will keep him under some observation time for some particular time period. They will observe that if there is some complaint or some issues against his name or not. After some time, then we will again bring this topic into discussion in next meeting also. And then they will ask both that this particular devotee, senior devotee, for him initiating or acting as an initiating spiritual master in ISKCON, how many agrees or how many doesn't have any objection. So then if maximum GBC members raise their hand, then they give that okay, such and such devotee, for him being as a guru or acting as spiritual master, initiating spiritual master, GBC body doesn't have any objection to it. They write it. GBC don't have any objection, no objection from us. But we are not saying that he is bona fide spiritual master. And this is the duty of the respective disciple or candidate who is going to take initiation. This is his duty to check and test whether this person is bona fide guru or not. If this person falls down in future, GBC body is not going to take the liability or responsibility. You cannot say, oh, GBC tested and tried and proved, approved this guru, I accepted him, now he fell down. No. That's what happened in ISKCON history. Gurus fell down, then disciples also got confused that we thought that GBC was, ISKCON GBC approved them as bona fide spiritual master. How come this happened? So that's what ISKCON GBC is saying, that we are not actually, nobody can make anyone guru. Nobody can make me as guru. Who can make me Guru? My disciples can make me Guru. If some devotees, some jivas, they come to me and say that we want to accept as our spiritual master. And if I agree, then I can be their Guru. We cannot make someone Guru. Third party cannot make Guru. It's between the Guru and disciple only. So even GVC, they cannot say that he is a Guru, he is a Guru. No. What if nobody comes to take initiation from him? So therefore, GVC Code just says that we are just giving no objection certificate. So that's all. It's there in the GVC or ISKCON Disciple Codes handbook. You can examine and find out this quotation also. So similarly, this is always a disciple he should always keep track on and always match. And of course, when we talk sadhu also, there are sadhaka sadhu also there and siddha sadhu also there. So in ISKCON, undoubtedly, we accept Srila Prabhupada as the Nitya Siddha Sadhu. In sadhu category, if you see that Prabhupada is a Nitya Siddha Sadhu. And also Prabhupada is our Guru, first and foremost Shiksha Guru. So, and Prabhupada himself is giving Bhagavata. So when we read Prabhupada's books, his purports, we get instructions of Shastra. Again, this is in the line of Shastra on different Parampara teachings. Prabhupada is not saying something crazy things which is completely out of the Parampara teachings. Prabhupada is saying in line of Shastra, and then he is a bona fide sadhu, and he is a bona fide spiritual master. So all are getting in one place. Therefore, Prabhupada's books are the law books for ISKCON for next 10,000 years. My Guru Maharaj or somebody else's Guru Maharaj, different spiritual masters are there in ISKCON. And we are compiling their books. Like I am working on my Guru Maharaj publication. And we are compiling books from his lectures and all. Like the different Gurus' books are coming to their disciples. But truly speaking, the books of my Guru Maharaj is going to be for maybe 100 to 200 years. 100 years or 200 years, or that's all, maybe 300 years maybe. Till the time our god brothers, god sisters are existing in this world, or maybe Guru Maharaj's grand disciples are there, they can also print them. But after 200-300 years, these books are not going to be. Guru Maharaj's lectures, maybe nobody is going to hear much. That time new Gurus will be there, their disciples will hear their lectures. Similarly, other Gurus also. So current Guru Vargas are there in ISKCON. Their lectures or their books may exist till 200-300 years or whatever. Like that, every 200-300 years, newer sets of Gurus and their books and lectures, teachings will be circulated. So, but Srila Prabhupada's books are going to be in ISKCON for 10,000 years. Srila Prabhupada's lectures are going to be in ISKCON for 10,000 years. His teachings are going to be in ISKCON for 10,000 years. Just like Ramanuja Acharya, who came 1,000 years back. And in between these 1,000 years, many other Acharyas in Sri Sampradaya came in. Their disciples were there, they accepted and worshipped them respectively. But always, the teachings of Ramanujacharya remained the principal key teachings. You discuss many things, but as soon as you quote that, okay, Acharya Sri Ramanuj said that, or something they paid, something they word they use. I was hearing from one South Indian devotee. They address Ramanujacharya with a particular name. As soon as you say that, okay, he said this, okay, discussion closed. In Madhva Sampradaya also, many acharyas are there. But then as soon as you quote Madhvacharya, discussion closed. Whatever is there, final, complete, full and final. Even in Shankara Sampradaya also, Shankaracharya Sampradaya also, all the current or maybe all the acharyas in Shankara line, they are called as Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya, this is a post now, is a designation. So whoever becomes a guru or acharya, he is called as Shankaracharya. But there is Adi Shankara, the incarnation of Shiva who propounded this Mayavad Advaitavad. He is Adi Shankara. So as soon as you quote this, Adi Shankara said this, everybody will accept, okay, fine, Adi Shankara said this. So similarly, in ISKCON, 10,000 years is going to be, and Prabhupada is going to be the founder Acharya for 10,000 years of ISKCON. So as soon as you quote Prabhupada, it's full and final. Okay. So this is the point about Guru Sadhu Shastra. Then about purification and glorification, this one that by glorifying the Lord we become purified. So in the purport, first of all, Prabhupada discusses about defeating Mayavad, how to defeat Mayavad, or he's defeating Mayavad here. That Maya means Maya, illusion or falseness. This is Mayavadi explanation. Mayavadi said the Maya means illusion, falseness. But real meaning is Maya means causeless mercy here. Causeless mercy. The two kinds of Mayas are there, Yoga Maya and Mahamaya, and both are different expressions of the Lord's internal potencies. Sambandha Gyan you can put in the category. We should reject the Mayavad explanation of the Lord, that the Lord appears in the body, given by the external potency, the material energy. Okay, now, in next few verses, Religion is called sometimes there are disputes quoting various references of Srila Prabhupada, which appear contradictory. Yes. So this is true that there are always often disputes with Prabhupada's quotations only. So therefore, there is a traditionally, the Brahmanas are taught, not only among Prabhupada, not only among Prabhupada only, Prabhupada teaches only, among scriptures only. Different scripture, Puranas and Smriti, Shruti Shastras, and then also Sattvic Puranas, Rajasic Puranas, Tamasic Puranas. There are always disputes. This Puran says like that, Puran says like that. So there are disputes between Puranas. So therefore, in traditionally Guru Kul, they are taught systematically how to resolve those conflicts. That is called Shastrartha Mimamsa. Mimamsa Shastras are there. So therefore, recently His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj, he came, I think last to last year, maybe in Mayapur. He was giving a seminar here that how to understand and apply Srila Prabhupada's teachings correctly. So we need to understand, like we can see, first of all, Prabhupada's books. We just said that Prabhupada's books are the first priority. Then his lectures, then his lectures, conversations, then letters and all. So Prabhupada always said that distribute my books. My books are better than my books. He didn't say that my letters are better than me or distribute my letters. So actually, most of Prabhupada's this disputing quotations are coming from his letters. You observe, you can notice it. Prabhupada, this place he said this, that place he said this, and some devotees are putting on their own favor. So therefore, first and foremost, Prabhupada said these books are going to be the law books of ISKCON for 10,000 years. So accept Prabhupada's books first of all. Whatever said in his books is the first priority. And his letters, those who are matching, coming in line with Srila Prabhupada's books, they too accept. And if some particular instances or some particular instructions of Prabhupada is not matching with his books, then we don't accept that. We understand that Prabhupada said in some particular context, just like we don't accept Karma Mimamsa philosophy spoken by Krishna in Bhagavatam itself. We don't accept that. Or we don't accept Buddhism. For in here it is said, there are two things. Madhvacharya explains that among the Shastras, okay. There are two things. I hope you can hear me. Nirnayaka Shastra, and I forgot the particular term. Nirnayaka, one thing, another was Nirnita, something like, okay. The term was Nirnayaka and Nirnayat or something like that. Okay, I am writing the English one. Nirnayaka means deciding. And one second one, decided. I'll find out the term and I will share it later. So what does it mean? In Shastra Taradamya also, we can see that some scriptures which are deciding. So we accept Srimad Bhagavatam as that scripture. Suppose we give the example. Earlier we had the weighing machine. How to weigh 5 kilo of rice traditionally. So they are in that bag they will put the rice. I hope you saw that kind of weighing system. And on one side they will put a stone, 5 kilo weight stone. And there is rice bag. So how to know that whether this rice bag is 5 kilo or not? According to this stone, 5 kg stone. So this is called the Nirnayaka. This is called the Nirnayaka, or the measuring stone. According to this will be measured that whether it is 5 kilo or not. So similarly, so this is deciding, and this is this is to be decided. So similarly, among the scriptures, the Nirnayak Shastra, Srimad Bhagavatam is called Nirnayak Shastra. And other scriptures, Puranas and Mahabharata, they are called this to be decided. Just like in example, in Bhagavatam, we can find in 1.15, first canto, chapter 15, Pandavas went back to Godhead. But in Mahabharata, you see the Pandavas went to heaven. So what is true? So here you can see Srimad Bhagavatam is as the Nirnayak Shastra. So we follow Srimad Bhagavatam. Whatever is going in line with the Nirnayak Shastra, that we accept as it is. Other things we just keep it aside, thinking that there must be some other purposes are there. So similarly in Bhagavatam also in first canto 1.3.28, 1.3.28, you might be seeing that Ete Chamsa Kalapumsa. Kalapumsa Krishnasu Bhagavan Swayam Indari Vyakulam Lokam Loke Nidayanti Yuge Yuge. So Acharya said, that especially Jiva Goswami said, that this is the Paribhasha Sutra of Srimad Bhagavatam. Paribhasha Sutra. Paribhasha Sutra of Srimad Bhagavatam. What does it mean by Paribhasha Sutra? When in Sanskrit grammar is there, in Sanskrit grammar at the beginning itself it comes. What is meant by Paribhasha Sutra? There are six kinds of sutras are there. One is Paribhasha Sutra, means one which is we can say definitive sutra, means giving the definition and explanation, setting up the rule. So Jiva Goswami explains that in entire scripture, this Paribhasha Sutra is the one which is deciding the ultimate theory, ultimate principle of this Shastra. Just like in one room, you have a lamp. In a dark room, we have a lamp. So this lamp is sitting in one corner where it is illuminating the room. Similarly, Paribhasha Sutra is sitting in one corner of the scripture, the Shastra, but this is deciding the entire principle of the Shastra. So Therefore, in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.28, it is said that Krishna is the Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the Paribhasha Sutra, and this is the ultimate teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam. So why it is important to decide this? Otherwise, in fourth canto Bhagavatam, you have seen that in the beginning, when Daksha and Sati episode, when Daksha was killed and Shiva became so angry, he went to Kailash and he was sitting there. Then Lord Brahma went to Kailash along with the demigods and he was glorifying Shiva like anything. And those verses give the impression that as if Shiva is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Similarly, in 8th canto, when Shiva drank the poison, Halahala Vish, at that time, demigods praised, glorified Shiva in such a way that it may seem that, okay, Shiva is the ultimate authority. So Shaivites, Shiva devotees, they do this. They take this particular section of Bhagavatam and they say that, see, in your Bhagavatam itself, it is said that Shiva is the ultimate supreme. So then how do we reconcile it? So therefore we said that no, in Paribhasha Sutra it is said that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So therefore, even though in 4th canto or 8th canto it is said that as if Shiva is the Supreme, we understand those verses in line with Paribhasha Sutra. Just like we also have this verse in Nectar of Devotion, Smartapasatam Vishnu Vismartabana Jatuchi. Always remember Krishna, never to forget him. Sarve Vidhi Nisheda Paraha. That these two things, rules and regulation, are the ultimate, the king of all the rules and regulations or injunctions of scriptures. And all other injunctions of scriptures are supposed to follow them. Sarve Vidhi Nisheda Eva Kinkaraha. So they are supposed to follow them. So similarly in Prabhupada's teachings also, his books are ultimate. What he said in his books, we can always examine that. And then also we can come in the place. So that is a broad topic of discussion. So Vijayanagar Bhaktividas Maharaj gave the seminar and his disciples also, they gave the seminar here. If they are on YouTube, those who want to go through, they can go through. Okay, somebody ask questions. I humbly would like to ask what subject matter we are studying as in his first 5 minutes of class. I am not sure what was in 417. Okay, and Gopijan was also saying that this topic will attract many more questions. Yeah, correct. This topic will attract many more questions, and we'll go in different topics and broad topics. Thank you for reminding. So we'll just put this topic here. So like that, we can understand Prabhupada's teachings, we can reconcile it. So, okay, Mataji is asking the question. We are studying fourth canto of Maharaj, chapter 16. And the topic was, we are discussing the Sadhu Guru Shastra. So then their question came that how to understand Sadhu Guru Shastra. And sometimes in Prabhupada's teachings also we have disputes. Different quotations of Prabhupada seems like contradictory. How to reconcile them? So then we were discussing all these things. In his letters and personal dealings, Prabhupada sometimes has had to deal based on that particular situation, time, place, circumstances, according to that devotee. So that is not the absolute. Okay. So we go ahead. So next, Prabhupada discuss about here. The Lord and his incarnation are fully independent. Okay. Lord Ananta cannot find an Antya of Hariguna. Lord Ananta, by discussing the glories of the Lord himself, he is not able to find the bottom, the end of it. So now, at the end of this purport, Prabhupada very importantly discusses, even next purport also, purport 3 also, Prabhupada discusses about glorifying the Lord, glorification of Lord also. In purport 4 also, he discusses this. No, purport 3, I think, yeah. Yeah, Prachara, we'll see that. So, Kirtanam, preaching. Who is eligible to do it? Everyone should do it. Everyone is eligible to do it. This preaching Kirtanam. Okay, am I showing this screen? No, I'm not showing it. Okay. But when Brahma and Shiva cannot do it adequately, then how can we do? Answer is, do according to your own ability, and the Lord will give the intelligence. What should be the inspiration? To make the attempt in order to purify oneself. So Prabhupada says that by glorifying the Lord with exalted verses, one becomes purified. Although we are unable to offer prayers to the Lord in an adequate fashion, our duty is to make the attempt in order to purify ourselves. It is not that we should stop our glorification to demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva cannot adequately glorify the Lord. Rather, as stated by Prahlad Maharaj, everyone should glorify the Lord according to his own ability. If we are serious and sincere devotees, the Lord will give us the intelligence to offer prayers properly. This is the point that, as that day we were seeing, I was saying that there was one devotee who was saying that, okay, first of all, I will read entire Bhagavad Gita nicely and very perfectly. I'll muster on Srimad Bhagavad Gita 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, I'll read it. Then I'll go to Bhagavatam. So we will never be able to master on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. That everything and anything will understand it from there and from Lord's glorification. No matter whatever, how much expert we are, we cannot glorify the Lord completely. Even Lord Ananta is not able to do it. So then what to do? Just glorify the Lord with whatever you have, whatever qualities, whatever skills you have currently, just use that. That should be the inspiration. In Chaitanya Charitamrita also, Bhaskar Goswami writes that, I think there was a particular verse, very wonderful. Lekharang. Vande Chaitanya Devam Tam Bhagavantam Yadichaya Prasavam Nartate Chitram Lekharange Jarapyayam. Adila chapter 8, text 1. I offer my respects to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose desire I have become like a dancing dog and suddenly taking the writing Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, although I am a fool. So I think there itself in the purport, another sloka is coming. Okay. That one, another verse was there, but he was saying that I am writing all this thing just to purify myself. Just to purify myself. Krishna Guru Swami is saying that Atma Pavitrita, Atma Shodhite, some term was there. So that is the inspiration in glorifying Krishna or speaking and preaching about Krishna for our own self-purification. We may not be expert and complete, like that verse comes in 1 Canto 1.5.12. Tadbhag visargajana taga viplava yasmin pratishloka vadyavakyavi namani anantani shankitani yat shinvanti gayant grinanti sadhana. So Prabhupada also quotes that verse in first Bhagavatam preface that in compiling the scriptures which are going to glorify the unlimited qualities of the Supreme Lord or the pastimes of Lord, there may be some discrepancies, some mistakes may be there, but nevertheless, whatever it is, the purified souls that take pleasure in hearing and reciting the scripture, that books. So similarly, some may not be expert in language, particular language, on particular way. His art of speaking skill, public speaking skill may not be that much good. On the other hand, some other people, they might be so meticulous and so expert in public speaking, so sweet, soft spoken, and wonderful articulated speeches, decorated speeches are there, but they are speaking something nonsense. And on the other hand, a devotee, he may not have that kind of attractive speaking skill, but he's just glorifying the Lord, repeating what he heard from his uh, gurus and sadhus and scriptures, sadhu, shastra guru. So the Lord takes pleasure in hearing them. So that should be the mood in preaching. That should be the mood in preaching. Just to purify ourselves, just to please Acharyas, Prabhupada. Then in text 3, it discusses about Prachar, Achar, Prachar and Vichar. First of all, you should please preach. Just repeat purely, despite your inadequacies. However expert one may be, he can never describe the glories of the Lord adequately. Nonetheless, those engaged in glorifying the activities of the Lord should try to do so far as possible. Such an attempt will please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya has advised all his followers to go everywhere and preach the message of Lord Krishna. So this is the point. We just repeat. So sometimes we may have some mood. We see sometimes in devotees for glorifying Krishna also. Speakers and reciters. We may think that how to do Krishna Katha, how to give a lecture. Oh, I need to make the audience laugh. I need to tell some stories, good stories, attracting stories, unheard, untold stories. Or I need to take some jokes from internet, WhatsApp, like that, so that I can enchant, impress the audience. So we don't do Krishna Katha to impress the audience, or enchant the audience. We do Krishna Katha, glorify Krishna to please Krishna. So if that kind of motive is there, the speaker is thinking, oh, I should speak something new. I should always speak. Once one devotee was telling me, in one of the classes, he was saying, in the classes, sometimes our devotees give, and nothing new. Old thing they are speaking, same thing they are speaking. Repetition. So repetition is the beauty here. We need to do repetition again and again and again. Continue repetition. This is the beauty. Prabhupada talks in I have a collection of Prabhupada's quotes on different subjects. On my on my own study, I save them. Prabhupada said in Bhagavata 2.25, repetition of something is necessary in order that we understand the matter thoroughly without error. Then he says again, Bhagavata 11.19 purport, there is no limit to the extent of the six opulences of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here and in many other places, there is repetition. But according to the scripture, repetition of the glories of Krishna is not a literary weakness. It is said that at a time of bewilderment or wonder or of a great ecstasy, statements are repeated over and over. That is not a flaw. So sometimes it was okay, I have or heard all these things. The speaker is speaking something which I know already. So still we sit and hear those. Same thing, same teachings. We are not going to get some new stories always. Like, okay, last year, Narsimha Chaturdashi, we had Narsimha Lila, Narsimha Katha. Pangajangi would describe Narsimha Katha. That, okay, Narsimha Dev, he broke the pillar and came out of the pillar. Oh, this year, maybe some another devotee is going to describe Narsimha Katha in 2020. And we are going to hear a new story that now this time Narsimha Dev broke the roof terrace and he came. Or he tore apart the earth and he came from there. Or he came from flying from sky, something like that. No, same story, same narration, same episode, same events. But still we just repeat the same story, same old story. And still every time we feel it afresh. Navam navam. Tadaiva ramyam ruchidam navam navam. Tadaiva shashvan manaso mohotsavam. So this is the motive in preaching. We are just when you go for preaching, see, Prabhupada said, but this is a bit longer here, Prabhupada's quotation letter. But here he said that We are simply Sankirtan men. Our program is chanting, dancing, distributing prasadam, and speaking high philosophy. That's all. Some may think that if I tell some motivational story, motivational talk, hiding Krishna, then I will attract people towards me and towards us, and then gradually we can preach. But no, our main technique is just repeat Krishna, what Krishna said. Never mind big programs. Our business, this is a nice, interesting quote. Therefore, Krishna very much appreciates, oh, these people are doing on my behalf. I haven't got to go there. They have taken up my business. What we are taking business, we are simply asking people, please surrender to Krishna. That's all. Therefore, we are very dear. Krishna says, Nacha tasman manusheshu kaschin me priyakrittamaha. Our business is how to become recognized by Krishna. We don't, I mean to say, bother whether one is converted or not in Krishna consciousness. Our duty is to flatter, that's all. My dear sir, please come here, see Krishna's deity, offer namaskar, take prasad and go home. So our duty is just to get recognized by Krishna. We don't, I mean to say, we don't bother whether one is converted or not in Krishna consciousness. So, this is the thing. Just to please Krishna, recognized by Krishna. So this is the motive behind preaching, glorifying Krishna. Sadhus are not entertainers. Gurus are not entertainers. That they will entertain us by their classes, by jokes and some stories. If we need some entertainment, we can listen to some comedy. Now, lots of comedians are there on internet, and stand-up comedians are there, and maybe sometimes in Facebook and all, some prank videos are coming. People go do some pranks, so we can see some pranks if we at all want some entertainment. But we don't come to sadhus and expect them they will entertain us. This is the main thing. Then thus we do prachar, but before prachar we should do vichar. We should do this prachar according to sadhu shastra guru. We should read Bhagavad Gita. It's preacher's duty to study Bhagavad Gita as it is, understood by receptive succession and explained by great sages and learned devotees. So one should speak to the general populace in accordance with one's predecessors, sadhu, guru and shastras. This simple process is the easiest method by which one can glorify the Lord. So these 2-3 purposes we can learn lots of lessons for preaching and glorifying the Lord. And then Acharya, we need to do the Acharya, this bhakti, devotional service is the one which can purify us. Okay. So now we'll go toward a little bit faster because these were the main few important purposes in the beginning. Later on, mainly they are describing the storyline about how the duty of the king, head of government, which are of course important, but for us mainly more relevant to glorifying the Lord and preaching. So now then text 4 onward, they are describing the duty of the king or the head of the government. People strictly follow the religious life. This is the duty, primary duty of the government or the king, to follow up strict religious duties. So Prabhupada says that they how to exact taxes. They are just exacting taxes, but they are not giving in turn. They are not serving the citizens. So therefore, time will come in Kali Yuga when democratic government can be corrupted, can be captured. So captured by Krishna conscious people. Devotees can capture those democratic government. If this can be done, the general populace can be made very happy. Okay, so then he talks about how he will maintain all the living beings as his own. So then Pitu Maharaj, incarnation of God, he takes over the show from the demigods. Generally, the demigods are running the show. They are running the universe, maintaining the universe. Indra is giving the rain, and Vayu is giving the wind and all at perfect time, perfectly. But Prithu Maharaj, or the incarnation of God, when they come, they takes care of these things. So Prithu Maharaj will do that. They said like this. So what is the problem now? What is the problem currently? Means at the time, current time also. In Kali Yuga, the so-called secular state, the executive branch of government is in the charge of so-called kings and presidents who are all fools and rascals. Fools and rascals. What is the solution? Just to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Is the solution. Avideya Tattva he is describing. Sambandha Avideya. Text 6 will be like the sun. Now from 6 onwards, the reciters are comparing Prithu Maharaj to different personalities. In text 6, they are comparing him to sun. Just like the sun sucks the water, ocean water, 8 months a year, and makes it just like water cycle, and makes it the cloud. And during the rainy season, monsoon season, for 4 months, it gives it back. Similarly, the king exacts taxes at the times, and during the hardships or hard times of the country, he gives back all this. Okay. One solution was chanting, other was taking over the government. Which is better to be followed? Okay, good question. Uh, Two solutions are there. One is chanting Hare Krishna, another is taking over the government. So, Prabhupada wanted Varnashram. Varnashram, Brahmana, Kshatriya are there. So, generally for Brahmanas, for everyone, ultimate solution is chanting. No other hope other than this. Hare Nama Eva Kevalam. So, no doubt, chanting is the best solution. And taking over the government, this is for a few people, few devotees. Those who have the Kshatriya, tendency, Kshatriya ability, they're perfect and they're able to do it. It's not for all. Just like when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he went to Amritsar, Punjab. The Sikhs were there, Golden Temple. So you might have gone to, many of you might have gone to Amritsar, Punjab, and the Sikhs, you have seen that. They have a museum. I went there, I saw the museum there. The history of the Sikhs is fighting with the Mughals and all. And all the Sikh gurus and all, they were killed very brutally by the Mughals. And all the pictures are there. So just like we are devotees, we are supposed, like Brahmanas, they are having Brahman thread, or we have Kanchimala and Tilak. These are Vaishnava dress up, Vaishnava symbols. In Sikh religion, they have two things mainly. One is they should wear pagri, this turban, and second thing, they should have a sword with them, or knife at least. At least they should have a small knife with them, always carry with them. This is their dharma, to protect and fight. So when Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur went there, he said that the Sikhs, they, in order to save or protect Sanatan Dharma, they took up Kshatriya Vritti, occupational duties of the Kshatriyas. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he, in order to protect Sanatan Dharma, he took up Brahmana Vritti. The Sikhs, they took up swords and arms to fight against the Mughals and all, to protect Sanatan Dharma. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he didn't took some sword and arms and weapons to fight against Chandkazi. Although he took some mashal, some lights, fire light, just to see the way, the road at the middle of the evening or night. But his main weapon was chanting, Mridanga Kartal. He was going with a huge Sankirtan army. Sankirtan army it is called. And the first civil disobedience is to hear from Prabhupada also. But how did he do the civil disobedience? By chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, not by fighting against Kazi. So we devotees, is Prabhupada, he wanted us to be first class Brahmanas. Brahmanika organization. We are. So therefore our duty is we stick to chanting the holy name. But amongst us, when we establish good proper varnashram, we have proper kshatriyas and they are eligible and they are devotees also, then they can take up this service of taking over the government and they do it. Otherwise, we just stick to chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is the best. I hope this answers. Okay. So text 6, we discussed about example of sun. So current situation is like this. Some economical crisis may come or may not come. We don't know. Government is saying different things. So like that, the government comes forward and they help the citizen. Then Prithu Maharaj is compared to Earth in text 7. Just like Earth is very tolerant, Prithvi, in Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto also, Avadut Brahmana and the 24 Gurus. They are also have 24 Gurus. And one of the Guru was Earth, Prithvi. And from Earth, the lesson was learned was tolerance. So same thing we can learn here also. Tolerant. He will tolerate the citizens and everything. Then text 8 that compares Prithu Maharaj to Indra. Just like Indra pours rain and maintains. Similarly, Prithu Maharaj, he will bring rain. Rain falls. Such powers were also exhibited by Lord Krishna when he was present in Vrindavan, Govardhan Lila. Govardhan Lila. So in text 9, he compares, they compares Prithu Maharaj with moon-like face, beautiful like moon, moon-like face and all the affectionate glances. And they compared Prithu Maharaj to Varuna. Varuna. Just like Varuna, the ocean god, you can say, or the god of demigod of water, he resides in ocean. His particular place in third canto we hear when Hiranyaksha went to Varuna Loka to meet with Varuna. So ocean is so deep, nobody can understand the depth of ocean. Similarly, Prithu Maharaj, his activities will not be understood by anybody. Such a deep, his intention, his activities, nobody will be able to fathom that. Unfathomable. Then text 11, like fire, he is compared to fire. So he will just like fire, he will also maintain. He will be just like fire is unapproachable. So Prithu Maharaj is unapproachable by his enemies, even though they can be nearby him. Then text 12, Prithu Maharaj is compared to his espionage, his secrecy. It will be great. Spy. So then text 13, Prithu Maharaj, impartial ruler. Even if his own son is guilty, he will punish him. He will not hesitate to punish his own son. And he will protect the innocent. Text 14 discusses about, again, Prithu is just like sun. Just like the sunshine and the sun god cannot be separated, Prithu and the ruling strength cannot be separated. His rule over everyone would continue without disturbance. Thus, the king could not be separated from his ruling power. Then 15 to 19, his qualities are being described. Then everybody will be pleased, and they will be satisfied by him, and they will take great satisfaction, and he will be determined to situate in the truthful Brahmanical culture, and he will serve the old man, and he will be merciful to poor and innocent, give shelter to innocent. So there are two kinds of vriddhas, vriddha sevakaha, jnana vriddha and vaya vriddha. Somebody who is old by age and someone who is old by knowledge. So he will serve both. Dura sankalpa. Then he will treat his own wife as better half, his half of the body, and he will treat other women as mother. Pandita, Chanakya Pandit says, Matribat Parad Varshu, Parad Draveshu Lostravat, Atmavat Sarva Bhuteshu, Yapashyata Sapanditaha. One who sees other women as his mother and other people's wealth as just a lump of some maybe earth, soil, or mud, or some stone. Lostravat, just like a stone or some earth. And Atmavat Sarva Bhuteshu. And one who deals others, everybody else, as his own self, just like he would treat himself. He is the Pandita, the real scholar or knowledgeable, learned. Brahmavadi, one who is refers to devotees of Lord, Brahmavadi Naam. Then he will treat jivas as his own self. 84 lakh species jivas, he will treat them as his own self. Then he will be the master of three worlds, and he will be without change, and the supreme personality of Godhead, directly empowered, Shaktavesh avatar. So, Sakta Shakshat Bhagavan Shaktavesh avatar. Kutastha, without change. Kutastha, without change. So, two kinds of beings, Nitya Mukta, Nitya Vadhyas, are that. He will be equal vision, equal to everyone. Equal doesn't mean that one embraces a tiger. That okay, I am equal to everyone. I embrace a tiger. It's not equal. Just like I am distributing prasadam, and different devotees are sitting here with prasadam. So we said that no, we have to be equal in distribution. So we will give 2 chapatis or 3 chapatis to everyone. Everybody must get 3 chapatis only. Of course, in emergency when that is not sufficient, then fine, you can do. But when there are plenty of chapatis are there, and still we are making some rules that okay, everybody will get 3 chapatis. So now, amongst the devotees who are eating prasadam, one devotee may need only 2 chapatis. He will not need 3 chapatis. But we are forcefully giving him 3. No, you must take 3. So he is spoiling one, he is misusing or throwing one. And another devotee, he may need 8 chapatis to eat. But we are giving him only 3. No, we are equal. So that is not equal vision. Shakole Shamman Korite Shakoti Deho Natho Jotha Jotho. Accordingly their position we should and status we should respect them and deal with them. Like in Nectar of Instruction, text 5 also. Krishneti Yasya Kritam Manasadriye Tadikshasti Chedakante Vishya Bhajan Manisha. So how we deal with devotees according to one who is just chanting, we respect him in our mind from a great distance. And one who is initiated and chanting, we respect him in mind and we offer him obeisances. Hare Krishna Prabhuji Pranam, we offer him Pranam. And one who is pure and he is free from all other fault finding and he is purely fixed in devotional service, we serve him, worship him, take his association. Can we say all these qualities are some sambandha? Yeah, Vaishnava qualities. Yeah, we can say sambandha. Like in Dashamul Shiksha, we have this Mukta Jiva, Prakriti Mukta. So in the Mukta Jiva qualities, we can see that yeah, these are sambandha. Then traveling, he will travel the world. Sun is rotating. He is also rotating, appearing exactly like the sun, which rotates in its own orbit from the south. Sun is rotating. He is called Naradeva. King is called Naradeva. The representative of the Supreme Lord among the human being. Just like Sanatana Goswami, when the Nawab Hussain Shah, Mohammedan Nawab came, Sanatana Goswami stood up and he respected him, offered him respect. He is the representative of God in human form. Naradeva Bhavaha. And traveling continues. He will be as reputable as Narayana, Adi Rajam. Narayana the Adi Rajam. So he will be as already Adi Rajam also. Last line of 19th paragraph says, Prithu Maharaj will not view world as real. So he says world is real, not mithya but temporary. Last line of 19. Prithu Maharaj did not change his spiritual position and constantly the ornament does not look upon the dresses that externally cover the living entity, but sees the pure soul within the varieties of dress and knows very well that the varieties of dress are the creation of the saints. Avidya Rachitam. Being a Shaktavish avatar empowered by the Supreme Personality of God, Prithu Maharaj did not change his spiritual position, and consequently, there was no possibility of his being the material world as reality. Okay, there was no possibility of his being the material world as reality. So here, what Prabhupada says is that he is not seeing the world as real, and what he said that world is real, not mithya, but temporary. This is contextually different. Contextually, this is different. He is not seeing the world as reality. That means that how it appears. Because this is Prabhupada's teachings throughout, that Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, this is Mayavadi saying, and Prabhupada refutes that the world is real, but it's temporary. It's not mithya. It's not like some dream, or it's not some illusion. It's still there, but it's temporary. But Prithu Maharaj is not viewing this world as reality. Then we describe that according to that teachings of Prabhupada is that he is not seeing the world externally, how externally appears according to dress. Because then if we see the entire purport, like in the previous paragraph also he said that not according to the dress. Here also, the learned man does not look upon the dresses that externally cover the living entity, but sees the pure soul within the varieties of dresses. So he will not see it externally, how it appears. This is the what he is meaning it. Naradev, Narayana, then milking the earth, will milk the earth, that we will see in later purports, later chapters. And terrifying the thieves will be terrified by him. So in this purport, Prabhupada said that, okay, he was like a lion. He was like a lion, and by his roars, all the thieves and robbers were terrified. So it is appropriate to compare a powerful king Prithu to a lion. In India, Kshatriya kings are still called Singh, which means lion, unless rogues thieves and other demoniac people in a state are afraid of the executive head who rules the kingdom with a strong hand. There cannot be peace and prosperity in the state. Thus, it is most regrettable when a woman becomes executive head instead of a lion-like king. In such a situation, the people are considered very unfortunate. So, Prabhupada said that we need lions, not lioness. So actually, it's not the dharma of the women to lead and rule the world and the country or the state. The state. So somebody was saying that one devotee was saying, okay, now we are unfortunate that our Bengal. We are discussing this inside our group. We are not going to say something against the government, of course. It's inside our confidential thing. We are saying, okay, our Bengal also being ruled by women, and Bangladesh, just that part also being ruled by women. This is the unfortunate time of Bengal. Women are ruling that. Although recently, some news somebody shared with me, some news article in Facebook, somebody shared in Facebook that somebody saying that, okay, in world, it is seen that in those countries, those who are able to fight back with coronavirus, means they are fighting successfully. All the countries are having women prime minister or women president, something like that. So they are able to fight. So although it's glorified materially, but according to our Shastra and scriptures, you can say this is not Sri Dharma. So then it is also said that, okay, he will do 100 sacrifices, and at the 100th one will be disturbed by Indra. So meeting with Kumaras, this king Prithu will meet Sanat Kumar, one of the 4 Kumaras will meet with them. Then Vidanti means Brahman understanding. By understanding Brahman, Paramatma and all these teachings, one can be blissful. One can be blissful by understanding the spiritual realization. No shochati, no kankshati. Brahma bhuta prasannatma. No shochati, no kankshati. No lamentation, no hankering. Always, everywhere. His chivalrous activities of King Prithu come to be known to the people in general, always and everywhere. Then everybody will glorify him. He will be glorified by everyone. And he will completely uprooted all the miseries of citizens. Utpatita loka shalyaha indicates that Maharaj Prithu completely uprooted all the miseries of his citizens. It is stated that during the reign of Prithu Maharaj, there did not even exist severe cold or scorching heat, nor did the citizens suffer from any kind of mental anxiety. This is the standard of good government. So thus we end this chapter 16, where mainly the title is the praise of King Prithu by the professional reciters. So what we saw mainly is that in this chapter, the reciters continued glorified him, and they compared to him to different personalities, to sun, to moon, to Indra, to Varuna, to Vayu, just like Vayu Lord pervading, and like that, to earth, and his qualities also described and glorified. So then we go to chapter 617, 4.17. Why did he have to level the earth? It is said that the earth was at that time was not level, lots of mountains, and we'll see in the later chapters it will come, because his citizens, they need to do farming. For farming, we need plain land for agriculture and all. So in order to get lots of agricultural land, he had to level the earth. And by leveling earth, he came to Mayapur Dham also. Navadvip Dham. We have Prithu Kunda here, in between Chaitanya Mutt and Murari Gupta's house. Ashirwadi, that is called Prithu Kunda, that's paddy field. So when Prithu Maharaj came here and he was leveling the earth, so all these laborers, workers, they were leveling this place. Suddenly one effulgent illumination came. Effulgence came from here. And Prithu Maharaj, being the Shaktavesha of Lord, he sat in meditation and he could understand that this is Navadvip Dham, the eternal Dham of the Lord. So then, to keep the confidentiality of this place, what he did, he made one kunda here, pond here, Prithu Kunda, for the benefit of all the Dhambasis. Very sweet water was there. And later on, Ballal's and king came and he made it a bigger pond, a lake, and it became Ballal Dighi. Now we are not able to see Prithu Kunda or Ballal Dighi, any of that. We are seeing some paddy fields. But we are hearing that, recently I heard that maybe from ISKCON or from an authority or some other devotees together, they are planning it. They are trying, or maybe they have already taken that land. And they are trying to again erect or get a lake or a kunda there. Whatever. Okay. So this 4.17. This chapter, Prithu Maharaj becomes angry at the earth. We'll see it here. We'll go text by one. Maitre Vacha Evam sa Bhagavan Vainyaha Kshapito Guna Karmabhi Chandayamasa Tan Kame Pratipujya Bhinandyacha. So Prithu satisfied the reciters. The great sage Maitra continued, in this way the reciters who were glorifying Maharaj Prithu readily described his qualities and chivalrous activities. At the end, Maharaj Prithu offered them various presentations with all due respect and worshipped them adequately. So from 1 to 8 text, we will see that Vidura's further inquiries. Vidura is going to ask different questions to Maharaj again. Not Prithu, Maitreya. So Prithu satisfies the reciters, he gives them different gifts. Brahmana Pramukhan Varnan Bhitya Matya Purothasah Pauranjana Padan Shreni Prakriti Samapujayat. Prithu respects everyone. King Prithu thus satisfied and offered all respects to all the leaders of the Brahmanas and other castes, to his servants, to his ministers, and to the priests, citizens, general countrymen, people from other communities, admirers, and others. And thus, they all become happy. All of them become happy. Vidura uvacha kasmad dadhara go rupam dharitri bahurupini yam dudoho pritus tatra kovatsa dohanam chakim. So Vidura is asking, Vidura inquired from the great sage Maitreya. First question. Question number 1. My dear Brahmana, since Mother Earth can appear in different shapes, why did she take the shape of a cow? Why did she take the shape of a cow? This was the first question. And this will be answered in 4.17.9 to 18.11. Then question 2. When King Prithu milked her, who became the calf, what was the milking pot? What was the milking pot? That we'll see in chapter 18, 12 to 28. Prakritya Vishama Devi Krita Tena Samakatham Tasya Medhyam Hayam Deva Tasya Hetora Paharat. Thus, the surface of the earth is by nature low in some places and high in others. In some places, low in some places and high in others. Yeah, the surface of the earth is by nature low in some places and high in others. So question 3. How did King Prithu level the surface of the earth? Answered in next chapter, chapter 18. Then, and why did the king of heaven, Indra, steal the horse meant for the sacrifice? Answered in chapter 19. Why did Indra steal it? What was the reason? Sanat Kumara Bhagavato Brahman Brahmo Vidutyamat Lavdha Gyanam Savigyanam Rajarshi Kamgatim Gataha. The great saintly king Maharaj Prithu received knowledge from Sanat Kumara, who was the greatest Vedic scholar, after receiving knowledge to be applied practically in his life. So question 5. So after receiving this knowledge from practically in his life, to be applied in his life, how did the saintly king attain his desired destination? This will be answered in chapter 22 to chapter 23. Bhagavata Prabhupada said that there are 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas, and Sanat Kumara, from Sanat Kumara he got initiated. So Brahma Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Shri Sampradaya, and Kumara Sampradayas. Yeah, 4 Sampradayas are there. In Navadvip Dham, we can see all the 4 Sampradaya Acharyas, they came in Navadvip Dham and they got the mercy of Mahaprabhu in Navadvip Dham. Like 4 Kumaras, they came in Simantadip in Belpukur. There is Nimbaditya place, Nimbakacharya. He got blessings of Lord Shiva and blessings of the 4 Kumaras. And he was appointed as the Acharya of Kumara Sampradaya in Belpukur. In Navadvip Parikrama, we go to this place. Then Ramanuja Acharya came in. Ramanuja Acharya came in Mododrumadip, Vaikunthapur. He got darshan of Lord there. Then Vishnu Swami also came there. No, not Vishnu Swami. Madhvacharya also came there and took darshan of the Lord. Got mercy of the Lord. And then Vishnu Swami came in Rudradip, which is next to Antardip bedside, and which is the last dip in Navadvip Mandal Parikrama, and which is when we go from Yogpit, that toward that post office, the road goes in between this Bhojpara and all. There you get that Rudradip Gaudiya Much and all. So that area, what was that name? Shankaracharya also, Shankaracharya also came there. So that is in Navadvip Dham we find all the Acharyas came, 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas. So there are 4 Vaishnava bona fide Sampradayas, and there are many Apasampradayas. So this is the point that we have always, especially in Kali Yuga mode, the bona fide good thing we have limited, but wrong things we have plenty of things. There is one how to chant better, how to do good chanting. Prabhupada said one thing: listen properly, carefully listen, listen attentively. This is the main instruction regarding chanting the holy name, pure chanting. So how to do pure chanting? One way, listen to it attentively, attentive listening. And how to inappropriately chant. Wrongly, there are thousands of ways. Devotees keep on making some jokes. Okay, WhatsApp chanting, Facebook chanting, then driving chanting, and then emailing, different things. Gossiping, chanting, different things. So there are thousands of ways how we can wrongly chant. Similarly, there are 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas. There are many Upasampradayas, unlimited. Every now and then some deviations are coming. Yachyam yadapi Krishnasya bhavan Bhagavata prabho shravah sushrava punyam purva deha kathashrayam bhaktaya menuраktaya tava chadhoksha jasya cha bhaktumarhasi yo duhyad vainya rupena gamimam. So Prithu Maharaj was powerful incarnation of Lord Krishna's potencies. Consequently, any narration concerning his activities is surely very pleasing to hear, and it produces all good fortune. As far as I am concerned, I am always your devotee as well as a devotee of Lord, who is known as Adhakshaja. Please therefore, to question 6. Here comes question 6. That please therefore narrate all the stories of King Prithu, who in the form of the son of Vena milked the cow-shaped earth. This will be answered in chapter 17 itself. So here, Prabhupada says, 3 Gunavatars are there. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. And Adhokshaja, the Lord is beyond the perception of material senses. Beyond the perception of material senses. So what does it mean by Adhokshaja? Prabhupada describes that first of all, Akshaja. Akshaja, then Aksha. Aksha. It's like this. Aksha means, in one way, so we said the eyes are called Aksha. Akshi. Akshi Gocharam. Akshi. But then Aksha means, actually they try to mean it as the senses. So all the knowledges in this world, we acquire through our knowledge acquiring senses. Jnanendriyas. So therefore, the knowledges in this world are called Akshaja. The knowledge which we acquire through our senses. But the knowledge of the Lord, Krishna, that is beyond the Akshaja Gyan. Or another word, in the other way around, all the Akshaja Gyan or the material knowledge, mundane knowledges, they are below the Supreme Lord. That's why that is called Adhokshaja. He is called Adhokshaja. In another way, Prabhupada also described that Bengali Varnavala, Bengali alphabet, or even in Sanskrit also, it starts with A. Mainly Prabhupada said Bengali, A. And it ends in Ksha. A and Ksha. The alphabets. So that means what? All the knowledges in this world, we are getting it by these alphabets. A, E, like that, it goes on. Aksha. So the knowledge in this world, knowledge means what which can describe, narrate through these letters or alphabets. But the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his knowledge cannot be explained through the alphabets. Therefore, he is called Adhokshaja. By these mundane alphabets, we cannot glorify him. He is called Adhokshaja. Beyond our perception of material senses, very significant. Then text 8. Sutta Uvacha Chodita Vidure Naivam Vasudeva Katham Prati Prashasratam Pritamana Maitreya Pratyabhashata. Maitreya's answer begins. Suta Goswami continued, when Vidura became inspired to hear of the activities of Lord Krishna in his various incarnations, Maitreya, also being inspired and being very pleased with Vidura, began to praise him. Then Maitreya spoke as follows. Maitreya began to speak. His answer begins from here. The nature of Krishna Katha is what never exhausted, and never, no one feels tired, and rather they feel encouraged to speak at greater length, speak more and more and more. That is the nature of Krishna Katha. Tadaiva ramyam ruchiram navam navam tadaiva shashvat manaso mahotsavam. Nice verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. 12.50, nice verse. Tadaiva ramyam vichidam navam navam tadaiva shashvam manaso mahasabam tadaiva shokarnava shoshanam mrinam viduttama shloko yashanubhiyate. Those words describing the glories of the all-famous personality of Godhead are attractive, relishable, and ever fresh. Indeed, such words are a perpetual festival for the mind, and they dry up the ocean of misery. So this is the festival of mind, Manaso Mahotsavam. Festival for mind. There were 8 questions. What are the 8 questions? No, we didn't say there are 8 questions. Where did you find the 8 questions? We said from 1 to 8. Text 1 to 8. These are text 1 to 8, not 8 questions. Yeah, from 1 to 8. Yeah, text 1 to 8. So we have seen till till 8. Means till 8. This section we have counted that Vidura is asking question and Mitra is answering. But questions are what we count enumerated. There are 6 questions. But 1 to 8, this section is called Vidura's questions and Mitra starts answering. Maybe this can be counted till 7 also. No problem. So this is nature of Krishna Katha. Then text 9 to 7. King Prithu chases the cow in the form of a cow. Oh, chases the earth, sorry. Earth in the form of a cow. Maitre uvacha yada vishikah prithuranga vipre raman prito janatayascha palah prajaniranye shiti prishta etya shutsham dha patim abhyavochanam patim abhyavochan. The sage abhyavochan patim. The citizens approached the king. The great sage Maitreya continued, my dear Vidura, at the time King Prithu was enthroned by the great sages and Brahmanas and declared to be the protector of the citizens. There was a scarcity of food grains. The citizens actually became skinny due to starvation. Therefore, they came before the king and informed him of their real situation. The main problem was food problem, scarcity of food. They came and conveyed it to him. So power and position of Brahmanas, Prabhupada describing the purport, that Brahmanas are the head of the society. They guide, first of all, they appointed the king and they guide the king. Kings also take the guidance from the Brahmanas, Brahmanical power. And they could dethrone also the king, King Benon. They killed and dethroned him. Then Prabhupada talked about structure of Varnashram Dharma. The Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, all are perfectly situated. Kshatriyas take charge of protecting the people in general, and Brahmanas, they guide them. The Vaishyas, they protect the cows, produce food grains, distribute them. Shudras, they're working classes. So this is what Prabhupada wanted. Deva Varnashram in his con. He said, Prabhupada said that 50% of his mission is Varnashram, establishing Varnashram. Whatever he did, temples, distributing books, and this and that all over the world, these are just 50%. Other 50% is establishing Deva Varnashram and farm communities. Prabhupada very much stressed on farm communities. Devotees should be self-sufficient. They should grow their own food. They should be sattvic. The mood of means they should have a natural environment, simple living or plain living, high thinking. They should have that kind of environment, that kind of lifestyle, so that for their livelihood, they need not work whole day. Morning 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, you just go for your work. Come at night 8 o'clock, 12, 13, 15 hours you are just spending outside. 8-10 hours your duty, then you are traveling by car or by buses and by trains, and then purchasing shopping, different things. Out of 24 hours, maximum time, most of the time you are spending outside in your workplace, in association of non-devotees, doing some mundane things, material things. Then how can we expect that person, he will come to home at the end of the day and peacefully he will sit and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra in Sattva-guna, he will focus his mind. Often devotees ask this question, that Prabhu, how to improve our chanting, how to chant better, how to be pure. First of all, for that we need the environment, the setup we need like that. So most of the day, most of the week, 6 days a week, we are spending time in a non-devotee association, doing some mundane things for our livelihood, and we are just carried away by that. You thinking of Krishna less. So the idea is, for our livelihood, we should minimize it. This is the principle of Bhagavata, Bhagavad Gita, everywhere. Ishavashtamidam sarvam, yatkinta jagatyam jagattena tektena gundita magata kasvasya. Bare minimum, whatever is required, necessary to keep body and soul together. Just work for that, just try for that. Not that I store money and I just collect more and more, and I misuse the time. I know this is one of the sensitive point. If we start discussing this point, many more questions will come. But Prabhupada also said to become pure Krishna conscious, we should go beyond designations like Brahmana, Shudra. See, Prabhupada, first in the initial of, okay, we will not go to this discussion much, because this entire thing, if we start discussion again, entire class will come. That Prabhupada initially he was saying that, okay, we don't need Varnashram at all. We are pure, we are like Nirakshas. Our devotees are so much surrendered, they don't need these things at all. Varnashram and all. Like for marriage ceremony, devotees don't need to consult astrology and horoscope and all these things. Prabhupada said it, and he didn't do all the horoscope and all this. Because Prabhupada said these devotees are so surrendered, they're so advanced, elevated. Even grihasthas, they were staying in temple resident grihasthas, they were staying in one room. Like they would put some curtain and they would just put sister like this, and they would serve whole day. So seeing those kind of grihasthas also, Prabhupada said they are equal to sannyasis also. That was in Prabhupada's mind initially, that okay, we don't need Varnashram and all. But later on, Prabhupada saw that no, these devotees, they are not able to maintain that kind of standard. And so His Grace Sureshwar Prabhu, Prabhupada disciple who gave this seminar on Prabhupada or founder Acharya, he was mentioning there that